Hello, everybody. Joe Bag of Donuts here, and welcome back for another episode of Summer Pox Reflection Blue. Where last time we left off, surprise, surprise, another dead girlfriend route. Potentially, who knows? We thought, Smoogie was dead, but she technically isn't on like a technicality, because sure she might be like in a different dimension, spirit world. Who knows? It's functionally the same thing as being dead. Spoilers for Smoogie's route. Sorry. So who's to say whether Kamome is actually a ghost? Maybe we're getting coma astral projection. I'm not making any guesses. We got some shenanigans going, but the thing that makes me think dead is because she like turned into an iridescent shade and fluttered off, or it just so happened to be an iridescent shade there at the same time. I don't know if she turned into it, but then again, Ao's sister also had an iridescent shade and she wasn't dead. She was just in a coma. So I got no clue. We'll find out, see how this unravels, but sorry about the late upload last time. The last episode, if you're watching these live. I had started the upload at... God, when was the last time I recorded? Summer Pockets. Come over. Yeah, it was like at 3:30 is when I finished, which means I started the upload around, 3:45 to 4. So... I don't know what happened. The upload just froze at like 65%, and I didn't realize until it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh, let me just see if it's gotten any views so far or anything, because I have it set up in the Discord, link down in the description, that a notification goes out whenever a YouTube video goes live, at everyone, including me, which is... I was about to say it's a little annoying, but then I'm like, oh, man, does everyone else think it's annoying too? But it's helpful for me because it lets me know when the upload is actually done. I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. Like maybe I just like swiped away at the notification when I had like a big just like list of them on the top of the screen. I'm just like, get rid of them all. I didn't see it. So then I went down to my computer and looked, and it was just stuck. It's like, motherfucker. So refreshed the page, restarted the upload, and then it finally went live like after midnight. So that sucked. Oh. And now I'm recording after finally finishing all the weeding that I planned to do over the weekend. Got that little, it's kind of like a sickle, but it's not like fully a sickle. It's kind of like a crescent moon knife. It's like bigger than a regular knife, but smaller than a machete. Just like a gardening implement. Took down a bunch of ivy that was growing on the trees outside. They were the trees that got cut down like 2 years ago. They cut them like right in the middle, like probably 10 feet up. Cut off all the limbs. One of them, I'm pretty sure, is completely dead, but the other one's like rallied and made a comeback. It started to sprout a couple stray branches last year with like a few little leaves here and there. But this year, those like little sprouts have turned in like actual full-on branches with like foliage. So, ripped off most of that creeping ivy running up it. Some of it's just like wedged between the bark, and I'd have to like chip away at the bark to get it all off. But it's cut off at the roots, so it should just like wither away. And hopefully that'll prevent like the leaves from getting suffocated on that thing. And it'll have a chance. Oh, because mainly I needed to cover my where I parked my car. Like, it gets fucking hot in the summer right there. It was nice when I had the big like bushy tree to block out the sun, but especially because my AC is broke right now. I got enough Freon in there. There's enough coolant. I think my AC compressor's cooked, which means a fairly expensive part to get that fixed, plus the extra man hours, because the part itself is like $700. So add on, labor, like the surcharges they do. They need to flush the the AC lines before they replace it. Damn, I almost said R square. Like that's what we call it in the aviation maintenance world, because you remove and you replace. So it's abbreviated as R2, and we just call it R square. Because it flows off the tongue better than saying, yeah, I R2 that part when you just say I R squared it. I don't know, at least to me, I've been saying it for so long, it feels natural, but hey. Anyway, that's your little nugget of inside knowledge for the day. Anyway, that's probably going to be like a $1,700 job. Plus, I got two tire pressure sensors that are dead, which I realistically, who gives a fuck about those? The tires got pressure. I can pull it over and, put the little measurement tool on there from the glove box if I'm worried about, the actual pressure of the tire. It's summer. It's not like it's winter where the tire pressure just drains out and I actually got to worry about it. But, realistically, I'd want to get those changed too. So we're looking at like a $2,500 fucking bill, which would be awful. Awful. Because riding around, this time of year is fine. Like, if it gets hot, I can just roll down the window and stick my sleeve out. And I do what's called wizard sleeves for a uniform. At the end of the sleeve, it's got a bunch of buttons, so that way you can adjust like how tightly the cuff is around your wrist. And if you loosen it all the way, like button it at like the furthest one, it's just a baggy tube. Look like kind of a wacky waving inflatable tube, man. So if you stick that out the window, the air just goes in and it like puffs up your top, and it's like really nice and refreshing. But eventually you get to the point in the summer where it's like, yeah, sure, that feels good, but the inside of my car is still like 125 degrees, and I don't really feel like doing that again this year. So I'm gonna have to bite that bullet whenever I get my my bonus in, which is looking to be nice. I'm pretty sure I talked about it last episode, but it's like a $30,000 bonus. Like I'm set. Pay off my credit card, which is only a couple thousand. Get my car fixed. Re-puff up my savings account because I threw all that money to, put a dent in my credit card so that way the monthly interest wasn't that bad. And then I don't know. Maybe look for a place, a down payment for a mortgage. I don't know. Then once I have that like buffer room and I have like it ready to go, then I can start for real planning. But till then, those are my tentative plans. Hopefully I don't die in a car accident tomorrow and like never get to use it, because that would suck. If I just like ever stop uploading for real, like no shit, like, oh, Joe's been gone for 6 months. Let's be real, I'm probably dead. Something happened. I would at least have the courtesy to like put a message up in like a 2-minute video saying, hello, the channel is finished. I'm moving to, I don't know, somewhere in the Caribbean without extradition to the U.S. for something. I don't know. I don't even know what I would do. Like, probably accidental financial crimes. I'm pretty sure I accidentally committed, tax fraud one year. But it would have been like $200, so the IRS is like, who gives a fuck? We got bigger fish to fry. That was like the first year I did it on my own after having my accountant do it for the previous years. And it's like, oops. Like, missed a box, but hey, we live and we learn. But if they ever come after me for that, I'm going to be chilling on some, I don't know. It's not even going to be like a good fancy island, like a resort. Like, I'm going to be slumming it. So do not cry for me, or do, and give me money. Anyway, we're like 10 minutes in, and we're way off track. Kamome, is she dead? Who knows? Let's find out. Next day, I came back to the cave to get our stuff. We'd camped here only a couple nights ago. The tents were still there. Both of them. Yeah, fucking give them back to Roichi, you piece of shit. It wasn't a dream. I retraced my memories, trying to convince myself of that. I looked at the cave. We passed through here. I was sure of it. I couldn't bring myself to go in alone, though. Hey, Roichi, you want to open up, like, a suitcase with potentially a body in it? With nowhere else to really go, I wound up at the pier. Same ferry I'd ridden here while idling in the dock. Was? Yeah, was. I whipped around towards the sound of something clattering. It was just some tourist. Wait. Yeah, like the most important thing she told you, bud. You just leaving it there? Kamome had asked me to look for her suitcase. That's where I'd find the real her. But where? She lost it when we fell into the stream. It wouldn't have moved from that spot. So it should still be there. How do I go about this? I scratched my head. I couldn't go in there by myself. Nomiki-san! Nomiki-san. Yeah, stop being weird about it. Forget that, Nomiki-san. I need to ask you something. In earnest. Please. I want to search the quarry. And I want you to help me. It's a long story. Yeah, your treat. A light bribe. Sorry. It's probably something like her diary in there. Like that's the real her true thoughts. It's not like a fucking mummified corpse. I would hope not. I left out the part about her vanishing into thin air. For now, she was just missing. Yeah. There's absolutely nothing we can do? Huh? It's on the island, though. What does that mean? Nothing.
高原が採石場を調べたいらしい。
なんでまたあんなところを。
友達が関わっているらしい。
そっか。よし、行こうぜ。
おいおい、そんな簡単に。
Yeah, I feel like you guys aren't taking this missing person case more serious.
よっぽどの理由があるようじゃねえか。だったら行こうぜ。
しょうがない。消えた女の子というのも気になるしな。
You should be.
私も同行した方が後々まだフォローができるかもしれないな。
Yeah, it's an official probe at this point.
こんなところがあったんだな。昔の採石場の入り口は全部塞がれているはずだが、なんでここだけ残っているんだ。
It's hidden in the thicket.
この辺一帯は私有地なんだ。だから島で管理しきれていないんだ。
Okay. Is it like private property of a company? Like a mining firm? Private property? Whose?
詳しくは私も知らないが、
yeah.
ある会社が買い取っている。大方リゾート開発でもする予定なんだろうが、今のところ手つかずでな。
Fucking hole in the wall? Or just mean the private land in general?
遊びじゃないぞ。
わかってるよ。とにかく中に入ろうぜ。
Also, sorry if I sound fucked up this episode. When I was doing all that gardening, weeding, oh my god, so much pollen in the air. I had to stop because I was sneezing for 5 minutes straight. I had snot and drool running down my face. I was almost on the floor from how much I was sneezing. So I've taken a bunch of allergy meds, and it's why I'm recording fairly late. It's 8 o'clock by the time I started this recording. So it's a late one. I had to wait for the meds to kick in, otherwise I would have sounded even worse.
これだけのものなら観光客も呼べそうよね。
Would it?
本来役場はそのつもりだったらしいぞ。しかしまあ実際、人を入れるとなると安全な確認やらいろいろ大変だから。島の役場だけではなかなかその資金が調達できない。
You'd have to go through and like reinforce like all the fucking cave walls.
だから企業を誘致して共同して調査に乗り出したらしい。それが企業側の動きが急に鈍くなったとかで、しばらく手つかずのまま残されているわけだ。
ま、この島の人間も役場ものんびりしているからな。
そういえばここ数年、
So like
企業から
sure
派遣されてきた人
it's a
間が
nice
あれ
island,
こ
but I
れと
wouldn't
島
really
を調査していたらし
say
い。
it's resort worthy.
もしかしたらそろそろ動きがあるのかもしれないな。調査って？そう、島の中をうろうろして何かをしていたらしい。
それでスーツケースをなくしたのはどの辺なん
Damn
だ？
venture capitalists. Somewhere out here, I think.
しかし洞窟の中までスーツケースを引っ張ってきたのか。すごいな。
She's a bit of a weirdo.
彼女は何かそれによって特訓でもしてるのか。
I mean, in a way. What? No, I don't think so.
そうか。
変なところに食いつかないでよ。
気になるだろ。
No.
そもそも洞窟前で野宿したんだよな。
Yep. Yeah.
二人きりで。
Yes? Look, we saw a wild boar and I saw some other stuff. But...
都会っ子って進んでますね。
Wait, hold on a minute. Wasn't anything like that. With a weirdo like her? Come on, you gotta believe me.
そんな必死に否定しなくても。
I say as I clicked too early. I had like a finger spasm and clicked twice.
そういうのじゃないんだな。
Nothing like that.
そういうのってどういうのだ。
Don't worry about it, Tenzin. See, when a man and a woman play ping pong with each other in a city municipal match.
なぜ赤くなる。
で、スーツケースを見つけるように言われたんだな。
Yeah.
スーツケースを見つけて、そこに本当の私がいるから。
The real Kamome inside the suitcase. What does that mean? I pictured Kamome jumping out and shouting, "Illusion!" the moment I flipped it open. Well, that should be something. I can see her pulling it off.
イリュージョン何を笑っているんだ。
Ignore me.
なあ、大丈夫なのか？手を貸し、実は振られてストーカーになっているんじゃないだろうな。
Yeah, and she's like hiding in a cave.
ありえるわね。
I can hear you, you know. It was right on here where we slipped and fell into the
危
water.
ないな。
After that, we...
おい、あれじゃないか？
Huh? Oh, you're right. It was hers. It was her suitcase, no doubt about it. The tension left my shoulders. Thank God. Thank God we found it. It wasn't a dream. The Kamome I knew wasn't an illusion. I felt more relieved than I thought I'd be, like a weight had been lifted.
これがそうなの？
Yeah, positive.
やれやれ。本当にここに来たんだな。それもこんなものを持ち込んで。ねえ、ちょっと。
どうした？
Yeah, what's up?
これ
What does your womanly intuition tell you, Al?
何かのスイッチみたい。
I brought her face into a depression in the wall. A switch?
押してみていいかな。
Maybe?
罠じゃないよな。
誰がこんなところに罠を仕掛けるんだ。
Alright, give it a try.
わかった。
Something clicked.
眩しい。
Oh, that would have been good to know about. Oh.
明かりがついた。
どういうことだ？
Electric lamps illuminated the tunnels. In front of me was a little stream that looked like it barely reached my knees.
高原はここで溺れたのか。
Hey, you can drown in like 2 inches of water. That would be the case. No, it couldn't have been this shallow. Under no circumstances could I have passed out in this. But this was the only body of water from what I could see. Then what in the world happened? It wasn't me who nearly drowned, but the other boy? My memories were all tangled somehow. It's as if I had any to confuse in the first place. How could I when I've been here for the first time only yesterday? That sentence killed me for some reason. I looked around the cave again. The suitcase glistened under the light. There was no question that it was Kamome's.
どうする？開けてみるか？
Can I do it at home?
わかった。
Sorry. I know I dragged you guys all the way here.
そんなこと気にするな。
ずっと住んでたのにこんなところがあるなんて知らなかったわ。
Yeah, now you guys have like your own like teenage spot to like smoke and like drink underage and, you know, do other, you know, illicit activities.
高原。
ん？
また何かあったら頼ってくれ。
Thanks. I stared at the suitcase in front of me. Can I really open this? The real Kamome. Felt like the moment I looked inside, it would all be over. Don't know why, but I couldn't shake that anxiety. But at the same time, I can't move on unless I do. It wasn't locked. Suitcase opened with a shortcut click. What could she have been hiding so desperately? I soon found my answer. First thing I saw, at the very top of everything, was a pair of underwear. This is the real me. What is it, like, really lacy? Does it have the crotch cut out? Like, goddamn, Kamome, you a freak. I mean, it was close to her in a sense.
何を凝視しているんですか?
What?
それ。
Umi-chan's eyes went wide when she saw what I was holding in my hands.
女性の下着ですか?
A what? Oh! Would you look at that? Ah, gee, how did that get there? A mystery for the ages.
なるほど。なるほどな。
Yep, he's you know, expanding his horizons, you know, let the man experiment. He's at that age. This isn't what it looks like.
何が違うんですか?
This is the real me.
それが本当の高原さん? こくり。
Please just get out already.
そうします。あまり関わりたくありません。
Nothing inside the suitcase particularly stuck out to me. I'd hoped for at least something that might point to where she was. I found a book tucked away deep inside one of the corners. It was old, worn down. Looked to be a kid's story. The title was The Adventures of the Catpaw Wiscaneers. The Catpaw Wiscaneers? I know this story. Hold on. What notification am I getting on my phone? Someone commenting on some video saying thanks, but then I saw a butt and then it ellipsed, so they're probably telling me that I sucked. It said gameplay, so it was probably Utawara Mono telling me how much I fucking suck at strategy games. I read it once, a long time ago. My old elementary school had it in the library. We were supposed to read 10 books for our summer homework. Yeah, and then you get the Pizza Hut, you know, card stamped, and then you go and you get like a personal pan pizza. I remember that. They did it when I was in elementary school. I wouldn't really say it's cheating, but I just like read Captain Underpants. And this had been one of mine. It was about this girl who gathered a group of friends to go on an adventure, I think. And I need to reread it to remember the rest. It's been years since my first read, and I barely remembered the details. But with every page I turned, the more I felt this strange sense of nostalgia. I'd forgotten the words, but not the images they conjured. There was a girl named Kamome who joined a summer camp. She never fit in with the other kids and was always alone. Then one day, she snuck into her father's study, where he studied archaeology, and discovered a map. It was a treasure map that marked the location of a hidden pirate ship. The girl mustered her courage and talked to some of the other kids. And then they set off for adventure together as the Catpaw Wiscaneers. I finished the book in just 10 minutes. There's no question. The kid's walking through the forest, sitting around a campfire. The adventure through the cave. Every one of those scenes was something from that book. Treasure map. A treacherous adventure. A pirate ship. They're all things that set any child's imagination wild. And I was no exception. So remembered how this story made me feel when I first read it. I poured through it over and over that summer, wishing that I could have an adventure of my own, just like theirs. No wonder Kamome's story had sounded so familiar to me. No wonder it felt like I'd been on her adventure before. No wonder I was so caught up in the fantasy. It was all right here. It was because of this book. When I was a kid, I became one of the cat paws. I was there. I adventured with them. That was why I remembered it. The memories Kamome had spoke of were one and the same with the contents of the story. In other words, they never really happened. But what did all this mean? Had I found the real Kamome or not? If I had, then was the real Kamome the protagonist of this book? Oh, ridiculous. Yes, I did technically find a Kamome inside the suitcase. The storybook Kamome. That only left more questions than answers. I still had no idea where she was. Were there no clues? None but this book. I read it cover to cover again. Then I remembered her house. If I recalled correctly, Kamome said she was staying somewhere outside the island. Storybook Kamome lived on an islet. Islet? Islet? I think it's islet. Separated from the main island. That was close enough to outside the island for me. If the girl named Kamome really existed, then so did the house on that islet. Help me, Google. I don't want to be saying that word wrong the entire time. No, fuck you, Gemini. I'm not talking to you. I want to actually Google something. Islet? No, not Islay. Apparently those are like a brother-musician act.
Islet.
Yep, it's islet. It's like an island, but it's small. It's a little island. It's like fucked up how a goblet is a cup and not like a tiny goblin. I call Nomiki first thing in the morning. Do you know of anyone, if anyone lives on any islets around here?
人が住んでいる小島？さあ、私は聞いたことがないが、少し待ってくれ。私有地の件と含めて調べてみよう。
Thanks. Nomiki shot me a call back before noon. She'd made a few discoveries.
高原がたどり着いたという入り江の近くに小島がある。近くといっても300メートル先だ。
I mean, that's not that far.
小さな島だし、近くを船が航行しているということもない。
Well, it's got like sandbars around it?
ただ、電気や水道といったライフラインは通っているようだな。
Huh, okay.
その島は私有地なんだ。
Do they just get water or like sewage too? Do they have a septic tank? Like, how does that work? What's the zoning like?
採石場を割いているところと同じ企業が所有している。金持ちが買っていったらしい。
Meaning someone lives there.
現在どうなのかはわからないけどな。
Yeah, either that or it's just like a property investment where the land itself has value, so holding it, it appreciates and, you know, it's a good investment. I need to go there.
私有地だから無断で立ち入るのはダメだ。
I mean,
今更言ってもしょうがないか。
trespassing so much in the sense that walking up to someone's door and knocking on it is like trespassing. Even if they do have a, like, I have a pathway paved, you know, going from the street. it cuts through my hedges and comes straight to the front door. It's like, sure, it's like my property, but the entire point is there for people to come and, you know, up to the door.
だったら俺の船を貸してやろう。
And, you know, once they make themselves known, it's like, hey, I'm here. Hi, hello. It's like, okay, sure, whatever, do what you need to do. But don't just, like, start skulking around my backyard. The one I don't have a license to drive?
バイクに乗ってたじゃないか。
Right. That's not a boat.
船といってもジェットだから、
Oh,
似
yeah,
た
that's
ような
fine.
ものだ。
That's a good question.
まあ、ちゃんと教えてやるから。
Yeah, jet skis are pretty easy. And you don't really gotta worry about getting that beached on a sandbar.
コツさえつかめばすぐだよ。
And even if you do, you can just push it off.
俺もガキの頃から勝手に操縦して、あちこち行ってたからな。
まったく。
Yeah, take a little skidoo out.
聞かなかったことにしよう。
Though when I say skidoo, I usually mean like a snowmobile. Those are the skidoos I saw as a kid, but I'm pretty sure they do make jet skis. I skipped over the ocean waves on Roichi's jet ski. Turns out, it really wasn't that much different from a motorcycle. A quick lesson from Roichi was all it took. And I was off. I could already see my destination. Well, yeah, 300 meters. You can get that in the fucking blink of an eye. Take like 30 seconds to get there. The island was barely bigger than an elementary schoolyard. It wasn't exactly wooded per se. It was more a thicket than anything. But the trees and foliage everywhere didn't help my theory that someone lived here. Then I spotted a red roof through the greenery. It was a house. First a pirate ship, now this. Another adventure, huh? Funny how these things happen. I soon arrived. At first glance, the place looked, in a word, unkempt. Plants, trees, and leaves drowned the hard land beyond the cramped beach. After some squinting, I noticed a trail. It was faint, but visible enough to know that someone was still using it. Most likely to get to the building within. I entered the grove. I knew it. There, I found a house. Seated quietly, hidden among the trees. I made my way to the front door. And right then, someone turned the corner from around the back.
誰ですか?
She addressed me directly. It was a middle-aged woman. In her 30s or 40s, if I had to guess. For some strange reason, I felt like I'd seen her face before. We stood in silence. Went without saying that she was more than a little wary of me.
あなたは
Jet ski. My head went blank. Every word that came to mind felt like the wrong one to say.
それ
What?
そのスーツケースを届けに来てくれたんですか?
Oh, did you bring the suitcase with him? Huh?
違うんですか? それは私のものです。
What? Does that mean... It couldn't be. Finally realized why her face looked so familiar. This woman was... Kamome?
カモメ? あなたはカモメを知ってるんですか?
Well... my name is Takahara Hairi. Yeah, let's start with introductions.
私は串間咲と申します。
Kushima Sagi.
カモメは私の娘です。
Your... daughter? Metal Gear. Kamome was... her daughter? I felt the tension leave my body. I'd done it. I found the family of the disappearing girl. She was real. Kamome was real. That simple fact brought me immense relief. This woman was her mother. One look at her face was all the proof I needed.
失礼ですが、あなたはカモメとはどういうご関係なんですか?
We go way back. We're friends.
そうですか。カモメにそんな友達が。
Is Kamome here?
今はいません。
Then where is she?
それは。
She stared at me for a moment, hesitating.
今外国です。
Overseas? Like, out of the country?
フィンランドです。
Okay. Fucking, Perkele. Finland? Where the heck is Finland? Yeah, it's where the Moomins live. If you say that, it would fucking click for him. I knew it was in Europe, at least. Somewhere far, far away. Yeah, she's eating like fucking fermented reindeer up in Lapland. Since when?
2年前からですね。
2 years? 2 whole years. My thoughts raced. Kamome wasn't here. She wasn't even in the country. Then who did I spend this summer with?
あの子にあなたみたいな友達がいたのですね。カモメにここのことを聞いていたんですか？それでわざわざこれを届けに来てくれたんですね。
Right.
このスーツケースをどこで見つけてくださったんですか？
In a cave.
洞窟？
It leads out to a little bay. I'm trying to make my way to it. And on the way, I found that suitcase.
そうですか。
Yeah, like something out of an adventure novel.
あそこに行かれたんですか？
Yeah.
でも一体どうやってあんなところに？
A while back, Kamome gave me a map. We promised each other that we would go together, and this summer I finally went. I was lying. Whatever would make sense with Saki-san's story worked for me. I considered telling her the truth. Not even I knew what that was. What was I gonna say? I'd met Kamome and found a boat while she was supposed to be across the world? Nothing made sense. We eventually lost track of each other. I lost her and I couldn't find her anywhere. So I came here, looking for
こ
answers.
このこともカモメに聞いたんですか？
Actually, in the book, The Adventures of the Catpaw Wiscaneers, Kamome lived on a little island. That was the only clue I had. And then I heard someone might live here, so, well, I thought I might find Kamome.
高原さんはこの本を読んだことがあるんですね。
Yeah, when I was a kid. I'd completely forgotten about it until recently. I was a huge fan. Sagi-san suddenly chuckled. What, are you the author and you base it off like one of your daughter's summer camp adventures or something? You know, with a little dramatic flourish here and there?
ありがとうございます。
For what?
その小説を書いたのは私です。
Huh?
私はその本の作者なんです。
Then, I'm not sure what to make of that.
思うに、あなたはあの子から何も知らされてないんですね。カモメから地図だけ預かって船を見つけて、さぞ混乱していることでしょう。
Like, I can kind of like, I got the pieces, but I don't see how they click. I'm like the Joe Biden meme where he's got the 2 puzzle pieces that make a smiley face and they're on the desk and he's pointing. He's like, let's see you take a crack at a wise guy. And then there's the Trump version where he puts the pieces together, but they're like upside down. So the smiley face doesn't even match. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Moving on. A little. Sagi-san was more spun on than she realized.
入り江にあるあの船は、もちろん何百年も前からある海賊船なんかじゃありません。
Yeah, it's like fucking 40 years old at most.
私とあの子、
You fucking beached it?
カモメが用意したものです。
That's gotta be like against some law. What?
あなたの知るカモメがあなたにどこまで話したのかは知りません。でもとにかくあなたはカモメに会うためにこんなところまで来てくれた。だったらお話ししてもいいような気がします。
Sure, you can just like trauma dump on the stranger you met.
母としてあの子の話を聞いていただけますか？
Sure. Yes. Please tell me.
10年前、あの子の父親は大学で動植物の生態を研究する学者でした。
Mm-hmm.
ある会社からフィールドワークの依頼を受けて、この島に滞在したことがありました。
What, was he looking for iridescent
あ
shades?
の子は 小さな頃から体が弱くて、あまり外を出歩けなかったし、友達もいませんでした。ほとんどの時間、本を読んで過ごしていたんです。
Little nerd.
本当はいろんなところを探検したかったのに、出歩くことはできません。よくこのスーツケースの上に座って
Seems like it'd be uncomfortable for your butt, but okay.
本を読んでいました。これは元は父親のスーツケースでしたが、世界中を旅したスーツケースだから、それでカモメも気に入ったのでしょう。私は小説家で、ある時あの子をモデルにした女の子を主人公にして小説を書いたんです。
They say write what you know. The Adventures of the Cat Paw Wiscaneers.
きっかけはカモメの言葉だったんですよ。この島には海賊船があって財宝が眠ってるんだよって自作の宝の地図を書いて見せてくれたんです。もちろんあくまで読書好きな子供の空想ですが、聞いているうちに私も楽しくなって本を書くことにしたんです。あの本はこの島の滞在中に書いたから、実際出てくる場所もそのままモデルがあるんですよ。あの本が発刊されて翌年の夏のことです。
What did you beach the boat for her to be like, look, it's a pirate ship?
ある日、あの子が言い出したんです。船が欲しいって。とんでもない頼み事だったわ。
Yeah, she can't be a mariner.
あの子はね、
Doubt she
自
can
分
even
でいろい
swim.
ろ調べて古い帆船を譲ってくれるところを見つけたらしいん
But
で
then again,
す。
statistically, like a lot of people who work on boats can't swim, especially if they're from like the developing world.
もうボロボロということで処分に困っていたらしくて、ただで譲ってくれるという
Like a
話で、
surprising amount of people don't know how to swim.
それを島の入り江まで運んでもらったんです。
The same boat I went to.
ええ、あれは昔カモメが私に頼んで取り寄せたものです。あの船をあの子は海賊船にしたかったんです。
That old boat? Into a pirate ship?
あの子の中には壮大な計画があったんです。それは小説家の私でもかなわないくらい途方もない物語です。
ママ、あの本の冒険を再現するんだよ。本の中じゃなくて、実際に地図を持って海賊船を見つける
Okay.
の。すごいと思わない？
Are you gonna like hold up shipping in like the fucking South China Sea or something? Your little boat?
役所の許可を取って入り江を使わせていただくことになりました。そして今年すべてが完成して、あの子が元気ならみんなを招待する予定だったんです。
You were inviting people?
ええ、本当なら今年にはあの海賊船が出来上がって、そうしたらあの子にとっては小説の夢物語が本当のことになる。でも最後まで作れませんでした。毎年夏になると、私たちはこの島に来ていました。あの子も暑い時期だけは体調が良かったんです。
Oh, I'd be the opposite. I fucking hate it when it's hot and humid.
少しずつ準備を進めていました。
Like, kill me.
でも2年前を最後に
Give me cold, dry
それ
air
も
any
叶
day.
わなくなって、先ほどカモメは外国にいると言いましたが、
Yep.
そこの病院にもう2年間入院しています。
Okay, must have a good hospital over there. Hospitalized.
もともと体が弱い子でした。あの子の父も早くに
Yeah, something
亡
about
くなりました。
enzymes.
同じ病気です。
Just give her some like probiotic yogurt.
父親は大人になってから発
A
症し
little
ましたが、
kombucha will make it
同
right
じ
as
遺
rain.
伝性の病気をあの子も患っていることが分かったんです。その時あの子はまだ5歳でした。
Yeah, I have like carrier genes for what's it called? It's like Pompe syndrome. It has to do with like your heart. It's like a genetic heart condition. It's like I don't have it because you need like both parents to have it in order for the gene to trigger. But Apparently I do, and didn't even know about it until like 2 years ago. No one in my family knew we had it either until, you know, one of my sister's kids, you know, got flagged for it during their like post-birth checkups or whatever. And then it was like, oh fuck, I need to like go get tested in case like I ever have kids soon. It's like one of those things you talk about with your partner because it's like, well, you know, let's get you tested, get a blood test done, because if we both have it, then it's not a giant issue. It's one of those things where if you know about it and catch it like right away, it can be treated with no like lasting effects on the person who has it. But it's one of those things where if you don't know they have it, it like will fucking kill them in a couple years. So pretty decently big deal. But like I said, I don't have both genes. I only have one of them, so it literally is just living in my DNA somewhere, but not able to turn on. It's like to fire a nuclear missile. You need both keys, but you know only one of them. I only got one of them, so it's basically just sitting there doing nothing.
良くなっては悪くなるの繰り返しで、根治させる術もないまま、あの子は不自由な時間を過ごしていました。それでも成長するに従ってだいぶマシになって、もう少ししたら学校にも通えるかもしれないという時に。
Is that the sudden upturn people get before it gets worse?
症状が急転しました。ちょうど準備をしている最中に、
You see it a lot in like
あの船の
hospice
甲
care.
板で倒れてしまったんです。
People will have like a good last couple of days, like they're dying, like there's no doubt about it, like this person is on their way out. It's like, but all of a sudden they'll be like vibrant, they'll have like some of their faculties back, they'll be feeling a lot better, and then like a couple of days later they're fucking dead. It's kind of, I'll be honest, the first thing that came to my mind is it's actually like a stock market actual term for when shit is like crashing and burning. It's called the dead cat bounce, because it's like if you look at the lines, it goes sharp decline, and then like the next day it'll pop up a bit, and then it'll just bottom out again. And the name is pretty indicative of it. It's like you fucking throw a dead cat at the ground, it hits, it bounces a little bit, and then it just fucking flops. Pretty grim, but it's exactly what it says on the tin.
急いで病院に運ばれて、それ以来あの子は自分の足では歩くこともできません。有名な主治医のいる病院に今はいます。一日のうちたまに目が覚めるだけ、ほとんどを夢の中で過ごしています。
Well, that's heavy.
高原さんはこのスーツケースを洞窟で見つけたんですね。
Yeah.
不思議。どうしてそんなところに。このスーツケースは私が持ってきたんです。ただこの島に着いた時になくしてしまいました。
Suspicious. You lost it.
この島に着いた時、不思議な体験をしました。不思議な色の蝶。
Okay.
それがスーツケースに集まっていました。その後、一瞬目を離しているうちにスーツケースが消えていたんです。大方、暑さにやられてぼーっとしていて盗まれたんだと思いました。
Damn fucking Islanders, can't trust them.
でも見つかったのが洞窟の中だなんて。一体何が
I mean, it still fits with the stolen theory. People will like take something, rummage through it, see if it has any valuables, then just dump it. It's something that happens to like purses a lot and like, well, the luggage. It's like once they determine that there's nothing of value in here, they just fucking ditch it, because what's the point of carrying it? It's just incriminating evidence.
あの蝶は以前にも見たこ
Like,
とがあ
yeah,
りま
abandoned
し
cave,
た。
good place to throw something like that.
カモメが倒れた時、 倒れたカモメの近くを飛んでいるのを見ました。
Hmm.
不思議な色の蝶。今思えばあの蝶とカモメには何か関係があったのでしょうか。
She lapsed into thought. My confusion didn't stop there though. Sagi-san?
はい。
Why did you come to this island? According to her, Kamome was far away from here. So what was Sagi-san doing
カ
here
モメに
alone?
頼まれたんです。
What?
私一人だけでもこの島に行ってほしいって。その時はスーツケースを持って行ってほしいって。いつもカモメが持ち歩いていたものですから、これだけでもと思ったのでしょう。それにこの島の方々には協力してもらっていましたので、そちらへの挨拶が必要でした。
Okay. Help?
あの入り江にある船の件もそうですが、島のあちこちに鍵を隠させてもらっていました。
Oh. And they've been there for 10
いい
years.
え、2年前です。いくつかはお願いして隠させてもらったんです。
So that's what it was. You mentioned inviting people earlier. Who did you mean by everyone? I mean, you were just recreating a story, right?
それは
She hesitated for a second.
高原さんはあの船にたどり着いたんですね。
I did.
でしたら船長室を覗いてみましたか？
No, that was locked. The captain's cabin? No, I think the door is locked.
そっか、そうでしたね。この鍵を持って行ってください。これで開くはずです。
You're sure?
ええ、あそこにはあの子の一番の宝物が隠されています。
Treasure?
あなたにならカモメも見てほしいと思っているはずです。
See it.
だから行ってみてください。
Take a look. Also, hey, Sagi-san, so you said your husband's dead. You on the market? I left the islet. The more I learned about Kamome, the deeper the mystery became. She was nowhere near here, in another country, in fact. She spent most of her time asleep in a hospital. And what about the girl I'd met? Where was she? Getting to the cove was trivial by jet ski. So trivial that it made her journey through the forest and the cave seem surreal. This was where she disappeared. Kamome. Didn't matter to me who she was anymore. She could have been some spirit of the book for all I cared. Didn't matter. She was real. I hadn't come here alone. She'd been with me the whole way. I could almost still feel her hand on mine. I boarded the boat and tried the captain's cabin. The door was locked. I inserted Sagi-san's key and turned it. What could have been waiting for me inside? It couldn't have been actual treasure, but I still felt excited, if only for a moment. The door opened. The helm of the boat was situated in the middle of the room. Switches and controls covered the panels. But there was something else, too. What is this? Next to the pilot's seat sat a bundle of what looked like letters. It was thick and tied up in string. They had to have been at least 100, probably more. Every one of them had been opened and presumably read. Who could they have all been addressed to? Why were they in a place like this? After a moment's hesitation, I pulled one out. I really like it. I couldn't put it down. I'll never forget these moments. I wish I had friends like that. Where is it set? Can't wait for the sequel. They were crude. The thoughts and feelings of children, crudely scribbled into paper. Some were a few sentences, some covered the entire page. I knew immediately what they were for. They were letters from the readers of the adventures of the Catpaw Wiscaneers. Readers from all over the world. That was Kamome's treasure. A few were addressed to Sagi-san and expressed their opinions on her work, but the vast majority were addressed to someone else, to the protagonist, Kamome, as if she were real. Their love wasn't for a story, it was for a girl named Kamome. There were so many. There were countless. I get it now. Finally understood what Sagi-san had meant by everyone. Kamome's plan was for all the children who'd sent her letters. All of this, had been for them. A surprise from her and her mother. My eyes were suddenly drawn to a single blue letter in the pile. But why? What about it stole my attention? It seemed familiar. I pulled it out, compelled by something. There was no way. I stared at the sender's name in shock. Takahata Hailey. It wasn't a common name. There was no mistaking it. I'd sent this very letter years ago. Memories began to resurface in my mind. I remembered reading the story, and then I wrote a fan letter. It was a first of mine. I'd never done something like that before. I remember how excited and sincere I'd been. But not what I ended up writing. I looked at the messy handwriting and cringed, fondly. Oh, it was me, all right. I think that Kamome-chan is amazing because she is a very brave girl. There's nobody like her in my class. I would definitely be her friend, even though she is a girl. It all came flooding back. After I sent it, I'd gotten a reply. Was it from Sagi-san, though? Or someone else? What had it said again? It wasn't coming to me. But I knew I wouldn't have thrown it out. It's more than likely somewhere in my room. I scratched my head. I really didn't want to do this. No other options, though. Hey Mom, I forgot something at home. I gotta come run and get it, but I'm not staying, you know. I'll probably just dip in when you're at work and then peace out again. I stood in front of the telephone, taking many, many deep breaths. The more I told myself to just get it over with and make the call, the harder it was to dial the number. I used to be terrible at making phone calls. I am such an anxious little shit. Like I've talked about before, but I try to come off as like a laid-back kind of blasé might not be the right word, but kind of just everything wash off like water off a duck's back, because that is my coping mechanism. Because I am horrifically nervous. I am tightly wound. I am like I describe myself as a spring or like a string. You know, when you keep twisting it, and eventually it twists so much that it just like starts collapsing on itself. It's like, that's me. So in order to not have that happen, I honestly, you know, fucking fake it till you make it. Just put up that barrier, put on that protective mask, and just bulldoze your way through, and you don't got to worry about it. But before I learned to do that, oh man, I had to like think for like an hour and a half before I made a phone call. Shit sucked in high school. But now I have to make phone calls all the time for my job. I have to call, make appointments, like call people in different places and like ask them shit for work. Like ask them their opinion on stuff like, hey, you know, as a back shop technician, if this happens on this part, you know, what do you think? What do you think is wrong with that? Is that something you can fix on your side? Like you just got to do it a bunch and then you get used to it and it's fine. Like kind of exposure therapy in a way. At least that worked for me. Some people might be, you know, no helping. The more I told myself just get it over with, the harder to dial the number. I think I read that already. Oh, let's do this. Hardening my resolve, I push the buttons. Hello? It's me. Yeah. Nothing really. No. I'm fine. Yeah. I'll come back before the end of summer break. Right. Okay. Hey, so I have a favor to ask. You know the thing in my closet? Yeah, the cardboard box with all my stuff from elementary school. Can you just send it to me as is? Don't look inside, okay? Express delivery, please. Tomorrow? Got it. Thanks. I placed the receiver back on the rest. I felt exhausted.
家に電話したんですか?
Yeah. Eavesdropping isn't good manners, Umi-chan.
帰るんですか?
You're lucky this is a small house with probably only one phone, because back in the day when I was a kid, because I was a shit kid and was nosy as fuck, any of my parents on the phone, I would run upstairs to the second phone, pick it up, and just listen in. Didn't matter what they were talking about or talking to who. I would just do that. Sometimes I would hang up the call on my end, so that way they would have to redial. Just being a little shit. No, not yet.
そうですか.
She seemed ambivalent, right on the line between relieved and upset. I'd say she looked more worried than anything. I was just asking my parents to send me something.
荷物?
My stuff arrived on the afternoon of the next day. Damn! Fucking express delivery. She like rushed that to the post office and they had it here the next day. Then again, I suppose he doesn't live that far away. What did they say? He's like a couple stops down from the train station once they get to the harbor. It was exactly as I left it, aside from the packing tape. It smelled like home. I got right to it and started digging around. Should be right around The Adventures of the Catpaw Wiscaneers. There it is. It was the exact same book I'd found in Kamome's suitcase. I'd first read it in the library, then pestered my parents into buying me a copy. And I found something else, too. A letter. I looked at the sender on the envelope. There she was. Kushima Kamome. I knew it. I'd actually gotten a reply to that cheeky letter of mine. This island was where we'd first met. But we'd been connected for much longer than that.
お手紙ありがとうございます。最後にカモメたちはいつか再会して再び海賊船を見つける約束をします。今度はもっとすごい冒険に出ようって。もしあなたが思い出を大切に覚えていてくれるなら
If you send me $500, we can meet.
10年後とっておきの冒険に招待します。その時会えたら嬉しいです。
Every single letter from that ship. Every single letter had probably gotten the same kind of response. The kind of invitation for an incredible adventure. And Kamome, she tried her absolute hardest to make that happen. Her and her mother did everything they could to make that day come. They hid keys, prepared the cave, even found a boat. All to turn a story into reality. All for a bunch of strangers, friends Kamome had never even met. Who knows? Maybe they'd end up getting along like old pals. Kamome certainly thought so. After all, they shared so much in common. It was all right there, in the pages of the book they all loved. But her plan never came to fruition. Kamome couldn't come to the island anymore. Now, she was sleeping her time away in a hospital far away from here. But still, Kamome appeared this summer to fulfill her promise, no matter what. Together with the suitcase that Sagi-san had brought with her, she crossed the sea, and then there she was. She was with me. She adventured with me. She made the story real, even if I was the only friend she could share it with. That was the Kamome I knew. And then she vanished, her dream fulfilled. The next day, I came back to the bay. I stared quietly at the boat. The failed pirate ship. What was going to happen to it? You couldn't just leave it here. Yeah, if it was just a wooden boat, that would be fine, but it said it's got like a motor, which means it's got like an engine in there, which means it's probably got oil. And it's got electronics. Like, this is like, you can't just leave it. It's like an environmental hazard. Eventually, it'd have to be taken apart. Especially if the island knows it's here. If it's just like some derelict ship like tucked away in a corner that no one knows about, whatever. But like the city council knows about it. I stood there for a while, just looking up at it. If only things had gone like Kamome thought they would. If only we found an honest-to-God pirate ship past that cave. Kamome's plan had worked out in the end. I'm sure I would have been deeply moved. I admired her. Her mind was incredible. Time just wasn't on her side. All their progress had come to a grinding halt, right at the finish line. Just one more summer was all they'd needed. Just one more summer. Got it. I didn't know where Kamome was or if we'd ever meet again. But I was still here. And there was one thing I could do. I made a phone call. I've gotten the number from her, just in case.
Hi, Kushima desu.
Hi, this is Takahara. I'm the one who visited the island the other day.
Ah, Takahara-san.
So, I did what you asked.
船は調べていただきましたか?
Yeah, I found them. Found Kamome's treasure.
そうですか。あの本が発売してしばらくして、本を読んだ読者の子からたくさん手紙が届いたんです。もちろん手紙の全部があの子に向けて書かれたものというわけではありません。
Yeah, I'm sure some people, just praising the author.
純粋に本に対する感想であったり、作者である私に向けたものもありました。
Like, was it really necessary for that Taka kid to like grope her ass by accident in the cave? Like, aren't they like 10? It's like when you're, I haven't read Stephen King, but going through it, and they're like, all right, how do we beat the clown? We gotta become adults. So you guys need to run a train on me. They didn't have a gangbang. They each took their turn, and they fucked that girl in the sewers. And mind you, the entire cast is like children, so it's like ooh, like yep, he's definitely in his coke-addled mind phase on that one. It's like I don't really see what the artistic merit of that scene was in the book, but hey, gotta add a little spice for the children, I suppose, keeping it PG.
ただ中にはカモメに対する手紙もあったんです。主人公のカモメへの手紙ですね。カモメはそれがたまらなく嬉しかったみたいで、まるで自分自身に送られてきた手紙のように思ったんでしょう。
God, what a self-centered narcissist.
友達と遊べなかったあの子が持てた初めての外の人たちとの交流でした。何度も何度も手紙を読んでいました。それであの子はカモメ宛ての手紙に返事を書きました。
You mean the invitation to an adventure in 10 years?
どうしてそれを?
I sent a letter myself as a kid, and I got a reply.
そうですか。高原さんも手紙を?
Yes.
よかったです。あの子の夢でした。あそこに海賊船を作る。そしてみんなを招待するって。その夢はもう叶わないと思っていました。だけどあなたが来てくれた。
Nice. Even if we did it by accident, it still counts. Scoreboard, baby. Scoreboard.
場所まであなたがたどり着いてくれました。私たちも報われます。
I want to know something. Why did you have to wait 10 years? Should have just called us all over right then and there. When she got the letters, why didn't she tell us where she was? To come right away. We would have done it. I would have.
それは私も提案したんです。
Well, you don't just want to meet random people
だけど
as a child like
カモ
that.
メ
Yeah.
が嫌がったので、
That's honestly the responsible thing to do as a parent. She did?
自分は小説のカモメのモデルだから、もし自分を見たらがっかりするんじゃないかって。まともに歩くこともできず、いつもベッドに辛そうに寝ている自分を見られたくなかったのでしょう。
Oh, let me pop that over. I think I read it backwards where okay, yeah, she said no. Gotcha. I read that backwards and I'm like, but like you told her no, but no. She said no. So
そんな自分がカモメのモデルだなんて知られたくなかったのでしょう。
yeah, the shame.
いつか元気になってカモメみたいにみんなを引っ張れるような女の子になって、その時に会えたらいいなってあの子は思っていました。きっと怖かったんだと思います。直接人と会うのが。
Mm-hmm.
確かにあの頃のカモメは歩くこともままなりませんでしたし、私の前ではよく話す子でしたけど、ちょっとした交流会に誘っても堅くなに参加しようとしませんでした。
Oh yeah, people are scary.
内気な子だったんです。
Yeah, new people suck.
けど頑張ったんです。少しずつですが元気になって。
Like I can socialize, like I've gotten good at it, but if I go to like a party, it's like, yeah, I can do the work, I can make the rounds, but you know, I'll still be the guy who just sits on the couch and like plays with the dog. Like I'll talk to people too when I'm doing it, but it's like, no, I'm fine, just chilling.
普通の子と変わらないくらい動くようになっていたんです。だけど2年前、あの子は再び歩けなくなりました。あんなに大事にしていた手をあの子は外国に持っていきませんでした。手元に置いておく方がもう辛かったのかもしれませんね。
I have something to ask. I told Sagi-san my
それ
idea.
は
Is that a no?
いえ、わかりました。高原さん、あの船はあなたにお譲りします。
Cool. What? No, I
あ
can't.
なたのやりたいと思ったこと。
Do you know like how much fees come with maintaining a boat? You're gonna put this kid into debt.
それを形にするために少しばかり
What,
で
do you
も
own like a
協力
loan
させて
shark
いただきた
company
い
on
の
the
です。
side? Like start giving him payday loans to like maintain the fucking harbor fees and the upkeep?
子供の夢を叶える手助けをするのが大人の喜びです。
Thank you so much. Well, then I think I might take you up on that, if that's okay.
どうぞ。
There's somewhere I want to take you all.
まさかまた洞窟か？
No, somewhere past
何
that.
があるの？
You'll find out when you see it. Boat be faster than hiking through a cave. Mind giving us a lift?
構わないがハイリがいきなりアクティブになってきたな。
Yeah, it's a girl
ちょ
thing.
っとドキドキしてきた。島に来た当初は、
Mm-hmm.
あんなに引っ込み思案だったハイリが
Have I?
俺の特訓を目の当たりにして腰が引けていたのを覚えているぞ。
It was a little worse than
ど
tepid.
ういう意味だ？
とにかく高原も島に慣れたということか。
全裸になる日も近いな。
I mean, it is a nice little secluded cove, you know. Don't gotta worry about any onlookers. As if.
ここは七ヶ浜じゃないか。
Shichigahama. Know about this place?
漁師の間じゃそこそこ知れてるよ。ここ実はプライベートビーチなんだぞ。要するに私有地だな。
Yeah, as in
だから勝手に入
trespassing.
るのはダメなんだが。
I have permission.
許可って。
So, The reason I wanted you all to come here is because there's a boat that I want you to help me work on. That.
あれは
確かにボロボロだね。
I mean, it's good that it's like partially beached and it's not just sitting entirely in the water because seawater like fucking destroys everything it touches. I wouldn't say it's dry where it is. I imagine, you know, stormy nights or stormy weather in general, the waves do reach up to the front. But at least the entire thing isn't, you know, in the water at all times.
整備と言われても誰の船なんだこれ。
Mine, actually.
お前って金持ち？
Well, to be precise, I was told I could do whatever I wanted to it over the summer by the actual owner. So it's like, technically mine, for now.
誰なんだ所有者とは。
Someone very rich.
そうでしょうけど。高原、お前一体何者だ？
Yeah, are you the enemy of the working class?
企業の回し者か？
The petite bourgeoisie?
一体この島で何をしようと。
Stop pointing that at me. No conspiracy theories, please. Back to the boat. I stopped myself just before bringing up Kamome. Talking about her might only confuse them. I want to turn it into a pirate ship.
こいつを海賊船に仕立て上げてどうしたいんだ？
Sail the seven seas, yo ho ho, bottle of rum and all that. I mean, wouldn't it be cool? Doesn't it get you all excited?
すごいけどな。
There is also someone I want to show it
見せ
to.
たい人？
Kamome.
誰？
No, you must have seen her with me, right?
誰だ？
I'm sure you've met her. She's the one with the
そ
suitcase.
んなやついたか？
知らないな。
But we played Shimopong together. Never mind then.
誰かしら？
I wonder if I get a different scene if I actually do the Shimopong tournament and then lose. Because after I did Shimopong, I just reloaded before the tournament and just skipped it entirely, so...
女だな。
あらら。
振られたのかもしれない。
それで戻ってきてもらうためにこんな大掛かりな
Yeah,
ことを
sure, my cool boat.
情熱的だ。
No! They weren't wrong per se. Not exactly right either. Hold on. Was I dumped? No way. Yeah, no. No way.
何を赤くなってもじもじしてるんだ。
いいんじゃない？そういうのも。
ああ。女のために船一つ作ろうって言うんだから。すごい情熱だぜ。見習いたいものだ。
Mm-hmm.
うんう
Well,
ん。
first you guys need to get a girl, for one.
少子化社会にはそういう心意気が必要だ。
Can we not turn this into something dirty? I wasn't aiming for anything like that.
誰もエロいことなんて言っていない。
Yeah,
本
we're
を
not
あからめるな。
This isn't gonna be like a fucking orgy boat where we go out to sea and, you know, do debaucherous things.
少子化は真面目に考えるべき問題であって。
She's right.
ああ、上がった上がった。子供に少子化少子
To
化言われて
maintain
も
replacement
困る。
rates, you need like a 2.5 birth rate per woman kind of thing. You know, my sister has enough kids, so that's done the part for my family, but, you know, maybe one day, once I'm a little more, you know, put together. I say as I got a promotion at work, I'm financially stable, I have good benefits, more me put together, you know, personally, emotionally, mentally.
子供じゃない。まあ面白そうかな。
What, the whole fucking sex boat thing? You would think that.
やってみるか。
All of a sudden, the bay was alive with energy. Kamome's project became ours, and we toiled away at it from dawn till dusk. I compared our work to the blueprint and realized we hadn't put up the sail yet. The rest of the boat was coming together, outside and in. Getting all the way up the mast was gonna be dangerous. After confirming that the mast hasn't rotted and tying safety lines to ourselves, we carefully climbed up. Any issue with devices that held the ropes, we immediately fixed. Fortunately, there was no shortage of boat experts around the island. Anything Roichi didn't know, someone else did. And our progress went. And on our progress went. Kamome's suitcase sat on the boat the entire time. Every now and then, I got the strange sensation that she was perched on top. Strange feeling, watching us.
なあ、いろいろとつてを頼ってかき集めたんだが、慎重しないといけない部分がいくつかあるな。特に帆を張るためのロープや留め具には古いものを使うわけにはいかないしな。
How much is it looking like?
ざっと見積もりしたが、こんなものか。
I mean, it's boating stuff, so it's going to be fairly expensive. That was a lot of zeros. I got it. I'll have a chat and see what I can do.
相談って？
Our benefactor. Our sponsor.
高原、お前、やはり。
It's a private venture, don't worry. For crying out loud, I'm not a corporate spy.
おーい、俺はもう帰るぞ。あんまり根を詰めるなよ。
Yeah, I know. I'm just running out of
そう
time.
か。休みが終わったらお前は帰るんだよな。
Yeah.
もし今年できなくても、来年来ればいい。こいつはちゃんとここに置いておくぞ。
She might go 6 feet under. Right. I knew that wasn't gonna cut it. I was panicked, desperate for some reason. Summer wasn't gonna last forever. I needed to hurry. Huh? I was working alone, and before I knew it, the sky had turned dark. I was so focused, I'd only just noticed. Oh, crap. So much for being home before dark. Sorry, Roichi. They told me in no uncertain terms that I wasn't to be on the water at night. Not that I was brave enough to want to try. There's no way to be able to make my way through the mountains and the cave. Long story short, I was stuck. Spending the night here wouldn't be so bad. There was a sofa in the captain's cabin that was just barely long enough for me to lie down on. Plus, I had plenty of drinks and snacks. After having a quick bite to eat, I went straight for the couch. You got any blankets, or you just raw dogging that thing? The waves splashed in the background, lulling me into a deep sleep. Suddenly, I woke up. There were noises coming from the deck. Or was it just the waves? No. Something was moving. Probably fucking rats. It was clattering, like the dragging of something heavy. I heard that sound before. I climbed out of the cabin and onto the deck. The night breeze chilled my face as it blew past. Someone was standing there. Ah! Kamome. There she was, right by the suitcase I'd left outside.
いや、起きた？
I think so. If I'm not dreaming, that is.
夢の中かもしれないね。
But I don't care what this is. Kamome, where did you go?
どこにも？ここで見ていたよ。
Spooky.
ずっと見てた。
Oh, the entire time? Ugh. You have? The entire time, huh? There were so many things I needed to say. The keys and the boat. It was all your idea right from the beginning.
ごめん。でも、私も忘れてたんだよ。
Yeah, 10 years is a long time. Forgotten what?
全部忘れてた。私は外国の病院で一日のほとんどを寝て過ごしてたの。だんだん自分が眠っているのか起きているのかわからなくなっていって、そうしたら何が本当で嘘なのかも曖昧になっていくの。
Ooh, I've had that happen before. It's when I had a neurovirus and was like, had a horrific fever, like 104. Plus I was throwing up all night. Like, and I'd been throwing up all day the day prior, amongst other bodily functions all day. and I was just like fully delirious. Like I wasn't sleeping that night. It was more just like passing in and out of consciousness for like 20 minutes at a time. And then I'd like fade in, but I wouldn't fully be like aware, and then I'd be like, back out. Like it was rough.
ママ、またみんなに会いたいな。元気かな。私のこと覚えててくれてるかな。
カモメ、
元気になって会うな。海賊船はまだあそこにあるのかな。
Well, it's in a little cove, so even on stormy nights, the waves shouldn't be too bad, so I doubt it's washed out to
隠した紙
sea.
は残ってるかな。10年も前のことだもんね。でもね、残ってるような気がするの。地図も鍵も海賊船もちゃんと残っていて、私たちはまた冒険をして再会するの。不思議だね。
Just a little.
ベッドの中で小説の中にしかなかった思い出はいつの間にか本物の思い出になって、
Sure, that's a good enough explanation.
この夏
I can live with it.
私は島にやってきた。お母さんが持ってきたあのスーツケースと一緒に夢を追いかけて、私自身が本当に小説のヒロインのカモメになっていた。
Was the thing in the woods with the wild boar and like seeing your tits part of your dream
昔
too?
の冒険も本当にあったことだと思ってた。10年前の友達と会うために
You know, it hasn't been 10 years. You know, we can get a little more PG-13 with it from the original story. You know, the dark sequel.
昔この島に残した地図を見つけて、それで秘密の場所に再び向かうんだって。そうしたらみんなに会えるんじゃないかって思ってた。でもハイリとこの船に着いた時思い出したよ。
Mm-hmm.
全部小説のお話だった。私はそれを本当の思い出と思い込んでいた。おかしいよね、自分で用意しておいて。2年前まで私がお母さんとここで準備していたこと、本当の私はここにはいないってこと、遠くの土地で眠っていること、
God damn, it's fucking Fuku all over again.
全部思い出した時、あなたの前から消えたんだ。今の私は私が見ている夢みたいなものなんだね。
Yep.
きっと私がいつも見ていた夢。
But when you go away, will we forget about you?
友達とのひと夏の冒険。あの冒険を本当の思い出にしたかった。小説の中の思い出じゃなくて、友達がいて、いつか再会して、
Mm-hmm.
楽しいことをいっぱいするの。そんな夢を叶えるためにこの夏私は来たのかもしれない。それでハイリー、あなたのおかげで
Hooray!
夢が叶ったんだよ。
Fanfare. Da 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 da. I.
ハイリーと一緒にこの島を冒険するのが楽しくて満足して、私はあの時ハイリーの前から消えたんだと思う。
Then I guess I can say I don't regret getting strung along. So what? Just gonna sit still watching us fix up your boat? We could use as many hands as we can get if you want to help. This was your idea after all.
違うの。私はもう十分に満足したからいいんだ。今こうしてあなたの前にいるのは。
Nah, be greedy. You know, want it all. It's never enough. Fucking and a little Buster has told me that. It's not enough. It's never enough.
最後にどうしても
Get
会いた
more.
かったから。
You know, always want more happiness. You know, be greedy. It's fine. One last time.
あのね、お別れに来たんだ。行かないといけないんだ。
Go where? You're in another country, right? You need to go back? She slowly shook her head. Kamome looked up at the sky. Countless stars twinkled overhead, far beyond our
もっ
reach.
と遠いところ。
Farther? You can't mean...
ハイリー、ありがとう。私の夢を叶えてくれて。それに友達になってくれて。
Kamome leaned towards me. Woo! Her face inched closer. I put my hands on her cheeks. Which ones? The ones on her face? Or, you going for that kind of kiss? Her warmth drove away the chill of the night, right down to my heart. And then our lips met.
わかった。
I get what?
無ゴッホの意味。
You do?
ハイリーが何度も言おうとしたこと。むっちゃ可愛いって言いかけて咳き込んでいたんだね。
Sure. Well, we'll let you think that. Well, she couldn't have been more wrong, yet so right. When I opened my eyes, there was nobody there. Only the gentle crashing of waves. Maybe it really was a dream. No, I refused to care. This entire summer could be a dream or an illusion or whatever. It didn't matter. I knew what I believed in and was going to make the most of the time I had left. This was my summer vacation. I gazed out into the pitch-black ocean. I gazed right to dawn. Damn, last sentence is where I flubbed it up, huh? But with that, ladies and gentlemen, some plot revelations and twists and turns and reveals and, more goals on the horizon. That is where we're going to end it here for today because it's like 9:30 and I want to go to bed. Also remembered that I gotta change the sheet off my bed because somehow I tore it in the middle of the night. I have a mattress cover on, which you really should get for your mattress. One, it keeps it clean, so that way you don't end up with, like, the body outline, like, burned into the mattress. But because of that, it adds, like, some extra, like, oomph to the, volume to the mattress. So for fitted sheets, they don't fit quite right, so they're really taut. And wherever my feet rest when I sleep, my heels have, like, dug away, I guess, worn down the integrity of the sheet. And somehow last night when I was, like, rolling and turning, I tore it with my feet. And I woke up because I'm like, what? Where the fuck is my foot? Because I could feel it, like, inside something, and that the sheets didn't feel right because it was under the sheet and, like, on that mattress cover. I'm like, what the fuck? Now I gotta replace the sheet. Or, yeah, I'm just gonna replace it. I was like, oh, like, I could take it off and, like, sew it up and fix it and then put it back on, but it's like, why? It's like a fucking $10 sheet. I can just get a new one. It's like, take me longer to fix it than it would to go to Walmart and grab a brand new one and toss it on. Might go with a little bigger one. The fitted sheets are hard because it's like a queen size bed, but if I go for like the bigger queen or a king, then the dimensions isn't right and it's gonna be too, like, not soggy, baggy. There we go. It won't fit quite right, and it'll wrinkle, and so I might get more of a stretchy kind, because it was a little stretchy, but that's just because it's got the elastic band around the end. But one where the actual sheet itself stretches some. I think that'd be good. But enough about my linen situation. Yeah, that's where we're calling it. So once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and the notification bell. Check out the Discord link in the description down below, and I will see you all next time for the next episode of Summer Pockets Reflection Blue, where we will continue Kamome's route, which has been really good so far, and I like it. The pacing has been tight. Again, I don't mean to dog on Tsumugi's route. I thought it was fine, but there was definitely some padding and spinning the wheels because it felt like they had their points they wanted to hit, And they're like, oh, fuck, but we got to fill in the middle part somehow. Ugh. And that was where it was kind of lacking. But this, very streamlined, very tight route so far. I'm enjoying it. I like that I was able to call the book thing. I wasn't right that it wasn't a diary, but it was close. It was close. And things are clicking into place. God, pretty sure Kamome also like called him by name when they first met. I don't remember what she called him. If it was just like Takahata or Heidi or whatever it was. I think she said she heard it in town or something. But who knows if it's because his letter really meant the most to her. And he was her first crush or something. Ooh. We'll have to come back next time to find out though. So I've already said my bit, so catch you later. Bye-bye now. Mwah.